Hello? Is anyone out there?
Let's go out and have fun.
Greetings, my little lovelies. I hope I find you all well again, and as usual, feeling tickety-boo. Now, what a show we got for... Nothing to worry about. It's just Tarzan saying hello. Right, what was I saying? Right, what a show...
I'm Batman.
Yes, you're Batman. Yeah, okay. I can't work under such conditions. I think it's best that we just crack on, shall we? So, let's crack on! The following has been sent in by David Thomas from Colchester, England. David writes, he went to bed one night recently, and while asleep, he believes he left his physical body and travelled to a place that he describes as some sort of outer plane. While there, he said, he met up with about 40 to 50 other people who he had never seen before. David says all these people he met were connected to each other and could communicate via thought. Furthermore, he says that everyone was also connected to a higher intelligence, which was in control of everything. This godlike intelligence gave each of them a choice to visit their past or future. David chose to visit his past, and in an instant he was seeing his gran, who had died many years ago. She was cleaning the windows on her house, something she always used to be obsessed with. He says his gran knew he was there, but she did not speak. David says he knows this sounds quite far-fetched, and some will say it was a dream, but he really feels like he travelled to a different place that night. How interesting. The following has been brought to my attention by a former neighbour of mine. Her name is Joanna Phelps, and up until, I guess, 5 or 6 weeks ago, we were neighbours. But as you know, we've moved. I'm waffling again, aren't I? Right. What you're seeing is a halo around the sun. Now, a halo is the name for a family of optical phenomena produced by light interacting with ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere. Halos can have many forms, ranging from coloured or white rings to arcs and spots in the sky. Thank you, Joanne, for bringing this to my attention. Marvellous. And a cracking pick as well. A group of prison guards are under fire after apparently not noticing that a self-proclaimed Satanist and convicted killer beheaded and dissected his cellmate. On the 9th of March 2019, Jamie Osuna killed, decapitated and dissected the body of his cellmate, Luis Romero, with an improvised knife, according to reports. The guards at the state prison where Osuna and Romero were incarcerated reported after their rounds that both men were alive, even after the grisly murder took place. Romero had already spent 27 years in prison when he was transferred into Osuna's cell. He had been convicted of second-degree murder after shooting and killing a woman when he was a teenager. Osuna was serving a life sentence for torturing and killing Yvette Pina in a motel in California. On the day of the murder, Osuna used a razor blade to slice Romero, cutting out his eyes and chopping off his fingers before removing part of his ribs and slicing out his lung. After disfiguring and dissecting Romero, he cut off Romero's head and sliced the man's face on either side of his mouth to make it seem as though the victim had a wide smile on his face. When guards eventually discovered the scene, they found Osuna wearing a necklace made of Romero's body parts. Seems like a nice guy. This is a 392-year-old Greyland shark, and it was recently discovered in the Arctic Ocean. To put that into context, he's been wandering around the ocean since 1627. Imagine that. Highways England is digging up a burial ground dating back to the 1700s as part of 355 million worth of roadworks in Hull, East Yorkshire. It is believed more than 9,000 bodies are buried at the site, which is being investigated by archaeologists as workers on the A63 build a new underpass. An 80-strong team of experts have already exhumed thousands of skeletons from the burial ground, which was in use during the Industrial Revolution between 1783 and 1861. The team have also unearthed a treasure trove of artifacts, including jewellery, cooking utensils and coins. One item which has been sent away for testing is a sealed blue bottle marked Hull Infirmary that contains a mysterious brown liquid. So far, a third of the skeletons recovered from the site have been from children aged 18 and under. The team are carefully excavating them and carrying out examinations before logging the information. Now my question to you is, do you think they are right to dig up the bodies? I'd be very interested to hear what you think. As one of the tallest buildings in the world, the Empire State Building has been the scene of over 24 suicides since its construction. There are many stories of people who have seen ghostly figures recreating their fatal plunge from the skyscraper's 86th floor first observation deck, but one story stands out above the rest. Now, this story was first told in 1985, when a tourist went to the observation deck to get a bird's eye view of the Big Apple. While there, she met a woman dressed in 1940s style clothes, crying into her handkerchief. When asked what was wrong, the woman said that her husband had died in the war in Germany. Obviously distraught, she said she couldn't live without him. So she walked through the suicide prevention fence that surrounds the deck and disappeared over the edge. Shaken by what she'd seen, the tourist went into the bathroom to splash water on her face. Suddenly, the same woman appeared next to her at the sink, touching up her makeup in the mirror, before heading to the observation deck again to replay her final moments over and over and over again. What do we think of that, my little lovelies? It's quite bizarre, isn't it? Welcome back, my little lovelies. Do hope you enjoyed them. As usual, let us know. Keep everything nice and clean and tickety-boo! Right, that's enough nonsense from me. Oh, just like to tell you that Tarzan and Batman have left the building. And so have I. Ta-ta, my little lovelies. Ta-ta!
So close to the fire, you might just burn.